let's take a minute back here and look at the Steam's greatest titles that they put out there. All these Steam awards, because I gotta say, it really does feel like either A, it's a marketing stunt, or B, it's not anything to worry about anything on it. Let's take a quick look. Before we get into the video though, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And hey, if you want to stick around for the Baldur's Gate 3 hot take, you might as well stick around for it. Leave your comments down below. Well, let's start with this. Starfield on Twitter comes out with their Steam Award. They got their Steamy in the most innovative gameplay award category on Steam. This is something that, you know, about 90% of the player base has now abandoned Starfield, and a lot of people are panning Bethesda for their game just because it's a very negatively received game. You put in all these hours into this game, like we're talking people are putting up to 300, 400, 500 hours into this game, and then still giving it a negative rating after spending all that time and effort in the game, saying it sucks. Well, I probably have to sit here and beg to differ. I think the game sucks now. I think the game right now is absolutely horrible. But in a few years' time, we're going to be looking back at this game and it's going to be like Skyrim, or more so, No Man's Sky, and it's going to be one of the pinnacle games of our generation. And these two games are very comparable. They're very mass and space, so many things that are out there. But back in 2018, No Man's Sky developer Sean Murray, it was as bad as things could get. That's where things are right now, I think, with Starfield. They only have one direction to go, and that is up. Now, them getting the most innovative award kind of seems like they're trolling a little bit, if the fans are kind of trolling when it comes to Forbes' articles here. Steam users may be trolling Starfield with the most innovative gameplay award after they're getting completely panned as negative reviews. The winners of the Steam Awards have been announced, the annual list of best games in certain categories as voted by Steam users, but many eyebrows were raised with Starfield won the contest for most innovative gameplay award, something the official Starfield account immediately celebrated. Actually, most of these accounts immediately celebrated these awards. They put it up there because when you get an award like this means dollars, this means sales, this is marketing. That's why they do these things. And if the community wants to troll with that, you just now netted them probably another $1 million in the bank. So where do you think this is going to go? Here's the part where I say I'm a guy who frequently defends Starfield and scored it high on my review, so it isn't some console war dunk on Microsoft title, but there are some evidence that may be an award users gave to Starfield ironically. The biggest thing people noticed that Red Dead Redemption 2 got the Labor of Love award. You know, the game where I believe that was the game that created the fall of G4 TV. Where they started talking about how Red Dead Redemption wasn't getting enough love, and then it went into this whole rant about women in gaming and all these other things. But no, Red Dead Redemption hasn't really had anything really drawing it up. Not like Cyberpunk with Phantom Liberty. I think the DLC for Cyberpunk is more of a labor of love when it comes to a video game, because the company CD Projekt Red sunk in like another $200 million just to make the DLC work and to make the game to be the best thing that they could have produced in the last 3 years. Now, where does this come with all the games? They even go on to here to say your Cyberpunks and No Man's Skies. This year in particular, Cyberpunk 2077 reached the culmination of fixes and additional content, and here's Red Dead Redemption 2 winning a game that is notorious for Rockstar all but abandoning it. Rockstar is focusing on Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 6. So why in the world is Red Dead Redemption 2 even on this as a labor of love? Maybe it's a labor of love for the people that want to play the game, but not so much for the developers behind it. But when it comes to Starfield, I think it's going to do very well. I think it's going to age very well in the near future. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, Starfield isn't really selling a video game at this point. They're selling more of a video game engine. Look at Unreal. Unreal Tournament was the pinnacle of where Epic Games is today, and now they're coming out with Unreal 5, or they've already come out with it. There's games that are adapting to it. There's a local game here actually being made called Nightingale that has backing from Intel, from Inflection Games, that is move their entire game over to Unreal 5, and it makes the game look absolutely fantastical. Now, this is also, if you look back at Bethesda's modding community, where you now have a Skyrim based out there under the Novelist mod, and that mod makes the game look absolutely different. It doesn't even compare to where the game started back years ago. What is that, 2012? I want to say 2012 for Skyrim. I don't even know at this point. I can't help myself but to lose my train of thought looking at the Novelist mod for Skyrim, because it makes the game look absolutely gorgeous. It makes it look like a whole new game, and I think this is where Starfield is going to end up in a few years' time. Unlike other games that are out there, you know, like Baldur's Gate 3, because I know you're here for the hot take on Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think the game's going to have survivability in the long run. I think it's going to be well forgotten. And maybe Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast won't be along for the ride for too much longer if they're continuing down the scope that they are. But that's besides the point. We're more talking about Starfield here. So that was your little clip for those people out there that want a Baldur's Gate clip, because I have to produce something for you guys, right? Starfield, Most Innovative Gameplay Award. I mean, is the game worth it? The story was lackluster, but I think they're more selling the game on a long-term longevity of the game, and in a few years' time, we're going to be seeing something truly amazing with this game. We're already seeing it with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, when Starfield came out, saw a resurgence of playership for that game, and it was definitely after the Starfield debacle that happened. They came out with a game that seemed to be lackluster. It seemed to be a very boring, overrated title. But that's where we are today. DLCs, modding communities, I think they're going to be able to take the engine and do something with it that we haven't seen in video games in a while. No Man's Sky was a failure at launch and will be very, very sought after for very many years to come. With Starfield, I think they're on the same path. I think they took a cookie cutter from No Man's Sky, kind of went, oh, we're going to throw this out there, let you guys completely pan it, but in about 2 years' time, you're going to be wishing you were playing this game. They're going to rebundle it. You've seen how many copies of Skyrim? I think I own 3 different copies of Skyrim on multiple consoles, and I still don't own the Steam copy of the game, which is kind of funny in that sense. I want to own the Steam copy because it seems to be the only one that works with Novelist properly, but that's besides the point. How many times have you paid for Skyrim? How many times will you pay for Minecraft? I think that's where we're going to be seeing this on Starfield. It's how many times are you going to pay for this game to come out in a new and better state. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix in a Shadow. I'm signing off here. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.